Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. It is a local tradition that during the time of year where we don festive hats and sit in front of decorated pine trees, that we celebrate the nog with the drinking of the nog. Local tradition, of course, and by local I mean it's very local. Our family room. Last year, during the Nogathon, I came in second place. Wicket, of course, beat me. He's also a nog addict. He drinks dog nog, and he outlapped me, literally. We don't travel very much during this time of year, largely because I like being at home, at least our home here, for Christmas. I do like seeing family as well, but Christmas is just a hectic time to travel. It can be insane, and people are stressed even though they're supposed to be happy. So I thought I would share a top 5 list as submitted by Andrew Hahn, or Andrew N. Hahn, and he's got top 5 tips on travel. And he says, this is specifically for you. If you're watching this video, you're a member of the community, as is Andrew. So here's top 5 travel tips, which could apply to traveling during the holiday season or just traveling any time of year. Number 5, always plan ahead of time. This will always come in handy, especially when the holidays are here. This is a very famous tip. It will save you money, and you will get the right flight and room ahead of time, while late people who plan at the last minute as the trip comes along, will have to look and look and look for a flight and a room. And here I'm going to segue into his second tip by mentioning a website. It's faircast.com, not forecast.com, but faircast.com. And you can enter your, at least from the U.S., you can enter your originating city and destination city, and they will show you a trend of the best time to buy the ticket. Not just buy the ticket when it's priced low, but they'll tell you now's a good time to buy, or you better buy it now because the trend says that in the next couple weeks it's going to jump by a few $100s. Faircast.com, which is the segue into a second tip: buy your plane tickets online. You should shop online because you don't have to go all over the place where they sell the ticket, and shopping online will be right in front of you, and you might even save gas money. I guess that's fair enough. I do barely remember buying plane tickets not on the internet. Is there any other way to do it, really? I mean, yeah, you can do it at the ticket counter, but online is the place where I usually go. And now I'm going to ask you, before I continue down this list, where do you go to buy your plane tickets online for travel? I'm just curious, because we're always looking. I've heard so many people like one website over another, and I don't know if there is a best online travel website, but like I said, I kind of have my favorite in terms of pricing and knowing when to buy the ticket. Number 3, car or bus travel. If you can't find or afford airplane tickets, take a bus or drive a car. This will save you money, but this will probably waste gas money, but save you money on the airplane ticket so you don't waste money. So it sounds like he wants to have his Christmas fruitcake and eat it too. I'm not quite sure where he's going with that, but certainly the bus may take longer, may not be as comfortable, but can save you hundreds of dollars, depending, of course, when you travel and where you're traveling to. Number 2, don't spend money before the trip. Interesting. You should always save money in case things you need to eat on the way, things you want to buy to remember the trip, like souvenirs. The only thing you need to buy before the trip is food and drinks if you are in a car or a bus. Of course, I also say buying some kind of travel adapter, whether it's a universal travel adapter or something that you could charge your portable media device, your iPod, your iPhone, your Zune, your PSP, something with portable power is certainly recommended, and that's something I would say to help prepare you for the trip. Any kind of adapter that you can get that coils back upon itself to save the cord and clutter is also something to keep in mind. But don't spend too much money before you actually go on the trip. As is the case, you're always going to have some last-minute items, and certainly buy some things that you've left at home. But don't spend an arm and a leg if you know that you could just, as easily throw it away, like a toothbrush. I often don't use the toothbrushes that come in my travel kit because I don't I don't know when the last time they had been washed. It's always a good thing to do before leaving with on a trip with your toothbrush. Put it in the dishwasher and give it a good hot wash. You should do that every month anyway for good hygiene, but certainly right before a trip too if it's been sitting in your travel kit for a while. And number 1, he says, get a travel agent. Usually they can find great deals and you can save you money, and you can even get a lot of fun with less money the average person spends without a travel agent. The only time that Ponzi and I have dealt with travel agents have been with the cruises that we've gone on. We enjoy cruising if we go on vacations. In fact, we've got a cruise in Hawaii coming up in January in another month or so. And let me see if I can... Babe! What was the travel agency we went with that we weren't too happy with the cruise? Or cruises? They just kind of screwed up some details for us. We thought we'd save money and frustration because we'd never really done it before. But they didn't. They kind of dropped the ball in a few places. No, remember that they had weird tickets? Who were they? I can't even remember now. The travel agency that we booked through the cruise, we booked cruises through. We weren't happy with.
Vacations to Go.
Oh, Vacations to Go, that was it.
I was fine with them.
I remember we weren't fine with them.
Your parents went through AAA and they hated it.
My parents went through AAA, they hated it, and
that was in Des Moines, Iowa.
In Des Moines, Iowa, and we went through Vacations to Go, but I swear I think we spent.
A really good deal for Vacations to Go.
I don't know. I think we spent more money than we needed to.
No, we didn't.
I don't know. It always seems to be that unless you find like an amazing deal.
We went through Expedia too.
Oh, we went through Expedia. Well, that's probably where it cost us money.
What?
Well, every time you go through another site, you have to spend more money because it's more services on top of more services.
Because they also do the car and the hotel.
Yeah, but see, if you're doing a cruise, you don't have to worry so much about car and hotel.
And we did the Hawaii layover for them.
Oh, but it still cost us more money than we could have done if we went direct, right?
No.
You got to shop around. That's the point. Don't just look at a website and say, I'm going to buy this. Yeah.
Travelocity is really better than Expedia.
Ponzi says Travelocity is better than Expedia. I'm sure people out there would disagree. But that's what I want to say. I want to throw it out there, our experiences. Although I think you remember differently than I do those experiences. But it just kind of depends on who you're working with.
What about Faircast?
I did. I mentioned Faircast. Yeah, like right in the plane thing. We're married, so we like think alike. Not really. Actually, we're married, so we think not alike. Anyway, if you have any good travel tips, whether it's holiday traveling tips or whether it's traveling with a spouse or just traveling in general, I realize these may sound generic, but hopefully you found a couple of gems in there so that when you go out traveling, you're not totally freaking out or not thinking, well, I got to take an airplane when you could take a bus. You got to think about that. Or remembering what to bring along before you pack, so that when you do pack, you're not, forgetting things and then having to spend more money when you actually reach your destination. Always looking for tips, whether it's related to technology like websites, whether it's related to, travel or anything interesting and useful that can be shared back with the community. Interested in hearing what you have to say, your experiences, and or your knowledge. If you want to share it with the rest of the community, my email address is chris@pirillo.com, and I'd be happy to receive your top 5 list, and if it's good and solid and we've got some good talking points out of it, I'll share it with the community and record a video, upload it to YouTube so you can embed it on your own blog and share your own travel experiences with everybody else. Any old way. I think I've rambled on enough, and you're probably traveling or ready to travel off to a different website at this point in time. But the next time you are traversing the web looking for something interesting to do, why don't you swing by the chat room? We've got live chatters. They're chatting right now. That's what chatters tend to do, is and they say sometimes useful things. I require them to wear funny hats. Especially during this time of year. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to wear a funny hat to come by the chat room. But you do have to come by the website. But don't worry, it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You don't need an agent, and you can get there as long as you've got an internet connection. Oh, where? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.